All right, greetings to our lecturer, Puan Amina. Today, we will be actually presenting about problem-based tasks. So before I explain, let me introduce myself here. My name is Kun IKS. My metric number is 01DDT20F1018.
My name is Torvin son of Murugadhan. My matrix number is 01DT30F1012.
And my name is Sundara Paniya son of Sinsami, and my medical number is 01DT20F1095.
All right, thank you so much. So now firstly, I'll be explaining about the questions first. What is the PBT's question? So as you can see, the instructions here mentioned in the question, as you can see, we need to develop, we need to start our program with the following section where it's members name, members region, number, group name, class, and so on. And then follow with the B, where you need, this is the main question here, where we actually create a database Python aggregation that can manipulate user input to database. In this array, you must create a menu, insert data, display data, edit, and delete data. These are the four important elements that we need to include in this database. So, and follow with you can create your application based on existing application in the real world. So as you can see, this is how the output need to be. So as you can see, your application will be accessed using the foreign creator. You must have menu when the user can choose. So as you can example, as you can see here, system menu, insert data, display data, edit data, delete data, and press 0 to exit. So that is how it works. And follow with the B, create a database that has at least one table in the database, and in that table we have 4 attributes, more than 4 attributes. You can see at least 4 attributes minimum. So as we created, later I'll be explaining how many attributes that we have created, or be explained by our team members itself. And follow with the C, for insert the data, it must from the user input. So later we'll be seeing that about inserting the data inside the table and so on. And follow with the D, where data display. So when we create the display, it will be displaying all the data, all the whole tables data, and so on. That is how it works. An example, you need to mention like this: name, under name, all the examples like comma, IC, like that. So and follow with E, for edit data, please display the data that you has been edited. So if example, like some data that, if example you want to alter the data inside the table, you can actually, there is another option where when you click that option, then you can choose which kind of option, which kind of attribute that you want to edit, and then you can edit, and then it will be displaying on the, when we click, and the output, it will be displaying the after edited the data, the whole table. And follow with the F for the delete data. So if example you want to delete the whole attributes, or maybe the whole data you want to delete, that is how F works. Actually, for the delete data, please display the record that has been deleted. So what kind of data that has been deleted. And follow with, that is how it works. This is the whole question. This is how the whole question need to be, and that is how we have created this whole coding. So let me get straight to the point where I'll be actually explaining the whole question here. So as you can see, this is actually member's name, and as you can see, let me go move further, starting from the first one. So as you can see, start your program, right? So you can see members number, and it is actually members name here, and follow with members registration number. So it's actually, we have mentioned here our three persons, our three members registration number, and for the group name. So our group name is IDFreaks, and our class is DDTS5. So now as you can see, we need to create a database, right? So as you know that to create a database into the Python, we need to connect with the MySQL. So to create the MySQL, for us to connect with the MySQL with Python, we are going to use this command actually from, you can see from line 11 until line 17. So for the line 17, as you can see, what starting from there with the line 11, I'll be explaining where from pretty table, import pretty table. So if you're asking me why we are using the pretty table, it's a kind of a module to actually, later Sundra and Tanu will be explaining, where you can see when they are displaying the output, you can see the shape of the table. So that is the to actually to display the shape of the table, we'll be using this pretty table module. So and follow with the import MySQL connector, and this all the command where for us to actually connect between the MySQL and the Python, and follow with the localhost root password is password for us to access, and follow with the mycursor for us to execute the whole command. So of course, the first step is you need to create a database. So you can see it is actually the command mycursor execute create a database. The database name is Pbt actually. There has been created. And now let me try to actually run it. Let me Pbt. So as you can see, this is a proof here, finished in 0.2 seconds. All right. So now what I'll be doing, I want to show you all the proof that I already created the database. So what I'll be doing, let me try to actually close this whole command first. Then let me try to on this. Okay, just give me a moment here. Okay. So let me try to actually use this and on this for y'all, and then okay. So now I'll be actually has the proof that I already created the database. What I'll be doing, so I'll be actually showing you. So as you can see, This is the proof here, as you can see. Just give me a few moments here. Okay, yeah, correct. So as you can see, this is the proof here that I already successfully created the database of PBT. So now my next section, maybe I'll be actually showing you all the next step after I already created the database. I'll be showing you on creating the tables actually. So now for the creating the tables, of course, I need to actually, once I recreate the database, I need to actually unmark the database commands and so on. So for us to actually, I'll be actually using this single quotation to actually delete it. Okay, so give me a few moments here. Okay. Okay, so now for us to actually use this, let me try to make the screen bigger and show you all. So as you can see, this for me to create the table, I'll be using the create table command, and then our table name is patient. And patient, what kind of attributes? As you know, the question requires us to use more than four attributes, minimum four, right? So we are using here 5 attributes. So you can see here patient ID one, patient ID one, as I already declared into a int. So that means the patient ID, inside the patient ID, all kind of data will be in integer format, and follow with the name name attribute. So inside the name attribute, the data will be all in varchar. Varchar means we can use any kinds of attribute, any kinds of data. Is that I can say, like we can use numbers, integer is included, and all kind of character, char, everything is included inside this. And follow with age. Age are the third attribute that we are using in integer format. Gender means like male or female, right? So we are using in varchar format also. And the fifth one is disease. So that are also in varchar format. So once we are recreated, now I'll be actually pressing play. So you can see it, there is just give me a few moments here. Okay, yes, I think so. Looks like there will be another two. Okay, just give me I already found out my mistake. Just give me a few moments here. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So let me try to actually play again. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So now you can see that I already successfully created the tables. Tables actually, the whole what kind of tables, what kind of data are included, must be included inside the data. So once we're ready, now I need to show you all the proof again, right? That I already created, officially created the tables, right? So of course now I'll be actually creating the, let me try to show you, unmark this one first, then I'll be actually showing this. Okay, just give me a few moments. Yeah. Okay, so as a proof that I already created, now I'll be showing you the, so you can see now official I already created inside the database of the PBT. I already created a table named patient. So now next, that is a part, that is a presentation from my part. Now I'll be continuing on, I'll be actually passing back to Sundra actually.
Well, thank you, Kohan. That's a clear explanation from you. Now I will explain about the rest of the part. Actually, we are creating a database for a hospital. This database will record all the patient data such as patient's ID, their name, age, gender, and also disease. First of all, I run this command first. As you can see, the first of all it says hello, greetings to the users, and then it will display welcome to Care and Cure Hospital and system menu. Here we have 5 types of option that one SQL selection. First is insert data, then second no is display data, third is edit database, fourth is delete database, and press 0 to exit from the system. Okay. From line from in line number 116, it's have looping options, and choice is equal to 0 actually. In where in line number 29 I defined is 0, choice equal to 0, and then the looping is start. the greetings happens, and then it will ask the users to enter the input. Let's say the user want to insert database, then click 1, enter. Then here in line number 139, if the user input choice equal to 1, then insert function will be displayed. Now let's go to the insert function, which is located in line number 31. Here we have a SQL equal to select patient ID from patient. Here in database, it will select all the patient ID and list down in a SQL. In line number 33, it will execute the SQL command, then it will save in the my result variable, and then it will ask the users their what ID they want to input. Let's say 103, and in line number 36 it will ask the patient name. Line number 37 it will ask the patient age, then gender, and also disease. Let me input first. Patient name is Vikram and his age is 69 and the gender is male, and also the disease is, let's say, headache. After click enter, one record was inserted. As you can see here in line number 40, we can see SQL equal to insert into patient ID, name, age, gender. Well, this is the attributes of the table, and the values is percentage s. As you can see in line number 41, there is a value that user input. As you can see, patient ID is the same, patient name. This is all the user's input, and the variable is saved the user's input datas. As you can see, VAL is replacing this percentage as in the values. Okay, in line number 42, it will execute SQL and val variable, and then it will commit the database. It will change the database and also print out how many rows it will inserted. Let's say I said one only, so one record is inserted. That's for inserted part. Next, let's see the second option. Second option is display database. As you can see, elif choice equal to 2, then the display function will be displayed. Now let's locate the display function. It will located in line number 46. Now let's enter the second number. As you can see, this is the table of the database. Let me explain the coding. Here I write my cursor execute select all from patient, which is it will display select all the patient attributes such as patient ID, name, age, gender, and also display disease. Then it will save this data in my result. For the nice and clear display, we are use a module named pretty table. As you can see in line number 11, I imported pretty table import from pretty table and import pretty table module. Actually, we are get this pretty table from internet and download in Python in CMD. Then we import in our Python file. If you want to run this coding, you need to go to Chrome and type pretty table and then download this module from the internet in the CMD. Next, in line number 49, it will display patient ID like this: patient ID, name, age, gender, and also disease. And then we have a looping option to display the rows of the patient database, which is patient ID in row number 0, name in 1, age is 2, gender 3, and disease is 4. And then we print out the patient database. As you can see, this is the database of the your patients. For the next part, I will pass to Tharvin. That's it from me.
Okay, thank you, Sindra. Let me share screen. Next, I'll be explain about update, delete, and exit function. So let's start with the update function. So if user enter choice number 3 here, when user enter choice number 3, it will call the update function. So let's move on to update function. So here, when user enter to the update function, this four option will be pop up, which is name, age, gender, disease, which is it asking user which one do you do the which one they want to update, name, age, or gender, or disease. For example, let me show here. Enter number 3, edit. So here it will ask which one they want to edit, name, age, or gender, or disease. Next. So now user have to enter a number within 1 to 4. So if user enter choice number 1, choice if user enter number 1, so it will ask user to enter a new name for the patient. So at line 79, the SQL will update the patient set from the patient table set name percentage s, where patient ID equals to percentage s. So yeah, and then it will at line 80 it will print the patient ID x, this has been declared here, and the name has been edited to y, the name they input here at line 78. So if they enter choice number 2, it will ask user for the new age, and the same things will be repeated at line 83. So you update the age from the table, and same goes to the choice 3 for the gender and disease. So at line 93, it will input the data line y and x. So y will be replaced at the first percentage s, x will replace at the second percentage s. So at line 94, it will execute the SQL and input data. So, and it will save into the database. So after that, it will print the update data successfully. Let me show an example. So, for example, here I'm going to edit the age. For example, the patient ID. For patient ID, referring here. For example, I want to change Darshan's age. So I'm entering patient ID 102. I'm going to enter the new age is what, 22. So here it's showing that patient ID 102, which is Darshan. Darshan's age has been edited to 22. So one update data successfully. So let's check it out. Display. So at display, we can see that Darshan age has been updated. So next, I will explain about the delete data. So when user enter number 4, it will call function delete. So at function delete, user have to input their patient ID. So you have to enter patient ID, which patient they want to delete, which patient's data they want to delete. So after they enter, the SQL will be executed. It will delete from patient data table, where patient ID will be the user's input at line 100. So at 103, it will execute the SQL and the value. So the value is the user input, which is x. and it will print data, delete data successfully. At line 6, it will print patient ID X, data has been deleted. So let me show an example. On delete data, patient ID, for example, I'm going to delete Cohen's data 103, centering 103. So here you can see that on data, one deleted data successfully, and patient ID 103 as we deleted data display. So here you can see that Cohen's data has been deleted from the database. So next, I will explain about the exit function. So when user enters 0, it will exit the total system. Let me show here. For example, when user the 0, it will just display thank you. At exit function, it will just print a thank you and exit the system. Okay. If user enter option other than 1, 2, 3, 4, or 0, for example, number 5, it will display you entered wrong input, and please enter a number in range of 0 to 4, and it will loop again the system. So that's all from us. Thank you.